So Stranger Things finally ended, and I wanted to go through one point in the epilogue that just irked me a bit, so be wary of spoilers. Why does the military just up and leave at the end of the series? Like, we get a triumphant radio show about how the military has finally left and things are returning to normalcy. But I simply don't understand why they did in the first place. Completely ignoring Eleven's what-if ending, why would they leave whether she was alive or not? The whole reason they were there was to experiment on kids who might have psychic powers. Sure, 11 was in the bag because they already knew she did, but that didn't mean anyone else wasn't up from the chopping block. The military knew for one reason or another Vecna wanted and kidnapped those 12 kids. They know being connected to Vecna and the Mind Flayer is what gives the potential for psychic powers. And we as the audience absolutely know that those kids received the Mind Flayer particles. Even if they did spit him up later, Will spit up his and much more violently, but he still had powers afterwards. There was a connection that existed. And even with the Upside Down gone, we know through Henry's memory that the Mind Flayer has means both physical and mental to still reach Earth. And it's not as if they weren't above doing shady things like kidnapping children. That's how they ended up with Henry and 11 in the first place. So I don't understand in why the epilogue they just leave instead of setting up a new shop and running tests and experiments on those new kids. Sure, it might not actually show any results, but when has that ever stopped this military from poking and prodding at the bear? Anyway, those are my final thoughts on this final season. What's your opinion on it? Also, check out Paper Ninja on Webtoons and Global Comics. Really helps me out.